Hey everyone. So today I want to talk about setting up a turtle tank. I get lots of questions all the time about turtle care and how to set up their tank. And I've actually just gone ahead and set up a new turtle tank for myself. There's still a couple more things to do, but I'm going to go over the setup and things you need to know and things you need to do when you're setting up a turtle tank. So in the tank, well, let's actually first start off with the tank size. For your turtle, you're going to need a pretty large tank. Lots of people have tanks that are too small, really. You should have 10 gallons per inch of turtle shell as they're an adult, when they're an adult. So like, let's say you buy a red-eared slider that can be 10 inches plus when it's an adult. It's going to need a 100-gallon tank. So you need to get a big tank. The larger the better. In your tank, you're going to want to have good filtration. I really like these Fluval U filters, but there's many options, and just try to make sure you have at least double the filtration amount on your filter rating as the amount of water in your tank, because turtles are pretty dirty and that helps everything get filtered. On the bottom of the tank, some people do like this, just a bare bottom for their turtles, because it helps keep the tank cleaner. Nothing gets stuck in rocks and everything gets cleaner. But I'm actually going to add some gravel to this, because in gravel biological bacteria will grow and they'll actually help clean your tank. So it's actually good to have some gravel. For turtles, you want larger gravel, stuff they hopefully can't eat. So you can find turtle gravel or larger rocks that they, that aren't going to be small, that they won't accidentally eat. You can put a couple things in your tank. As you see, I just got like a log and some plant here, but the more swimming space you have is good too. You want your turtle to have lots of room to swim, and in wild they'd swim a lot, and you don't want to have a tank where they can only go like, one length of their body. You want to have them a good area to swim. And then you definitely need 100% dry basking area. This is one of the better ones for medium-sized and small turtles. It's a Penplax turtle basking dock, and it is really great. Has a nice ramp, has a little food container up in here, and it floats really well. Your turtles need to have 100% dry basking area. They have to be able to get dry and air out, otherwise fungus and stuff can grow like in their shell, and it's not good, obviously. So they need to be able to get out, bask, and get 100% dry. So you can, make sure to have your dock that allows that. It can't be one of those docks that kind of sinks and stays wet. It has to be 100% dry. Then you're going to need proper basking area temperature and proper UVB. Now you can accomplish this a couple ways. I prefer these lights. They provide UVB and heat. I use these for my turtles, for my bearded dragons, and she got one up here right now. That's on my bearded dragon tank. And they provide UVB and heat. The only thing you have to do is put a thermometer in there, and if it's too hot, raise the light up a little bit. If it's too cold, lower the light down a little bit and get it to the temperature that your turtle species needs. Very simple. You need one light, and you just replace that light about every 6 months. The UVB stops working after about 6 months or so. So you want to replace the bulb every 6 to 9 months, even if it's still giving off light. The other option, this is just sitting here, but the other option is these kind of spiral fluorescent lights, and you can get the ones that are the reptile, and they give UVB. But the problem is these just aren't as good, and they don't give heat either. So if you have one of these, that's fine. I mean, they do work, but they don't give as much UVB. It's not as good as the other light I just showed. But if you use one of those, that's fine. But now you need a second light, a basking light, to give heat, because these do not give enough heat for the basking area. So you need 2 lights if you're going to use one of these. Instead of one light, you need a UVB and a heat light. So again, you would set them up, test your temperature, and adjust the height of the light accordingly so you get the proper temperature. Other than that, you need to do water changes every few weeks. I'd say I usually do once or twice a month myself, like a 25% water change, because just like fish, the turtles are in the water. You don't want really bad water quality. You want to be changing the water and having a good filter so your water quality stays good. I've got this little fish in here from my freshwater tank, my other tank, just helping set up this tank. You want to do a couple weeks of your filter running and let your tank cycle. Just like fish, turtles live in water, and if they got bad water quality, again, it can be bad for them. So I'm letting this tank cycle before I put a turtle in there. I've got a used filter from another tank in here and one fish, and they've been in here for about 5 days now. Turtle will come in a few more days. So cycle your water. It's kind of like the same care as keeping fish, and do water changes once or twice a month of about 25%. And that's about all there is to turtles. Now, I do not use a heater in this tank. The room that these are in are where a few of my pets are, and the room stays about 75, and it's been fine for my other turtles for years, and I've never used a heater in here. But if your house is too cool, you can put a heater in, and again, test the temperature of water, make sure that it's the right temperature. But you can put a heater in if your turtle needs to have a little warmer water than your house temperature is. For food, again, turtles are really simple on food. You can get something like this. I actually just got a new one. I ran out of my last one. It lasted a couple of years, it feels like, but probably not that long. But I get this online or at a pet shop. And there's also these things. Lots of people use those. They're more like sticks. But all you gotta do is feed them a couple a day. Don't overfeed. Many people overfeed fish and turtles, and it just makes the water way dirty. A few pellets a day is fine. You don't need to go crazy on food, and then your water will stay cleaner as well. But any type of food like this is fine. You can also feed them insects. They'll go after crickets. They'll go after some other insects. You can feed them some vegetables. Some turtles like some vegetables, lettuce, even some other types. And you can even throw in pretty much almost anything that's kind of a meaty or vegetable thing. They'll usually go after. You can try out lots of things, look online, and you might find a list of things if you just Google search like what's good for turtles to eat. That's a painted turtle, and there's an Asian Reeves in here too. He's kind of hiding down over here. Alright, well, if you guys have any questions about turtle care, let me know. And happy pet keeping. See y'all later.